Let's talk now about validating connectivity with virtual machines in Azure. Now, of course, one of the most common ways to do that is to, when you got virtual machines, is just connect in through RDP. You can do that by going to portal.azure.com, click the menu button, and go to virtual machines. And then from there, you click on your virtual machines, you click connect, and you connect through RDP. With RDP, you can tell it to download a RDP file and then open that up, and you can put your credentials in and you can connect. You also have the ability to test your connection. If you click test, you can put in my IP source and then which service you want, RDP in this case, and click test connection, and that's going to run a very simple test to make sure that you do have connectivity. Of course, if this was a Linux virtual machine, you would be testing with SSH. All right. So that is one quick and easy way you can validate connectivity with a Azure virtual machine. Another way of doing this is to validate using the Network Watcher. I'm going to let this little test run while we go look at Network Watcher. So I'm going to click the menu button. We'll go to All Services. Okay, search for the word Watcher. All right, and one thing we can do is look at the topology. Granted, I've got quite a lot of resources going on, so I don't know if you're doing this with me or not, but some of the stuff may look a little differently for the way you have things set up. As you can see all my VNets, you can see my virtual machines, okay, and just kind of get a look at how everything is configured. Now, I've also got IP flow verify. This is just going to tell me if there is some kind of a rule that's blocking something, right? So if I'm connecting like VM1, for example, trying to connect to VM2 on port 80, I can check that if I want, right? Let's just click that, and it would tell me. Okay, so it's just going to run a quick little check, and this is not actually validating an actual packet being sent from VM to VM. It's just checking to see if there are rules, and that's what a lot of people don't remember, is that it's just checking to see if there's a rule that's going to allow it, and there is. Okay, you also can do NSG diagnostics for testing that. You can do next hop to see what the next hop is for something, but ultimately, if you really want to know what's going to be the most valuable tool as far as verifying connectivity, if you're just wanting a connectivity maybe from specific VMs, it's going to be use connection troubleshooting, because that's going to send traffic. That's going to actually send packets from one VM to another VM. Okay. You've also got the ability to do this right here, so you can specify manually and have one VM try to connect somewhere else. Like, for example, if I wanted to do a test for, I don't know, www.google.com from a VM, say IPv4 and port 443, I could run that validation check. All right, and that does take a minute or two to run this validation check. It is going to send packets, though. That's a great way to validate connectivity with VMs. That's going, mostly focused on going outbound in this case. Let's jump back over and look at our little test that we did. And as you can see, the test I ran just a moment ago with VM1, where I tried to see if 3389 was working, it did work successfully. You can also test outbound as well if you want, so inbound and outbound. And if you wanted to test another port, like let's try checking port 53, which would be DNS, I could see if that's going to work. All right, so that'll take just a moment. We'll let that run through, come back and check it. So going back over to the Network Watcher and looking at connection troubleshooting, you can see that this virtual machine will be able to connect to www.google.com on port 443. All right, so it was able to get to the destination. We can see the latency and all that. All right, and then connecting back over here to VM1 connection troubleshoot, you can see that it was not able to validate connection with 53. And the reason for that is because we have no NSG that's going to allow port 53 open. In fact, if we go and we look at networking, all right, we can look here, we can see that the NSG associated, the network security group associated with this VM, is currently not allowing port 53 open from the internet coming in. So that's the reason that's not going to work. All right, so those are going to be the different methodologies you would use if you're trying to validate connectivity with virtual machines in Azure. This is John Christopher. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I want you to know that I'm trying really hard to grow this channel, so I hope you'll give me a like and a subscribe. Also, if you'll check the description in this video, I've got a link for you that can show you how you can get access to all my different courses. I have lots of different Microsoft certification courses that'll help you pass your exam. All right, thanks a lot for watching the video, and I hope to see you again.